You need to do more than attending classes to succeed in school. To truly understand the material, you need to review it after every lecture. This video will explain the best ways to review the course material using the 4 R's of review. This video is created by the 3L's Academy, which helps people develop life, learning, and leadership skills to transform their world. To effectively review the course material, you should begin reviewing it within 24 hours after the lecture. Our minds tend to forget things quickly, so we must review information shortly after we learned it to understand and remember it. Use the 4 R's of reviewing to go over what you learned in class. Record the material during class by taking notes. Revise your notes after class. Recite your notes and try to memorize key concepts. And reflect on what you learn and try to test yourself. The first R of reviewing is to record what you learn. When you listen to a lecture, it may feel like you understand what the instructor is saying, but unless you write things down, you will forget most of what you heard. Use a notebook or word processor to write down key concepts during the lecture. Focus on the things that the instructor writes on the board or emphasizes. Ask questions either during or after class if you don't understand something, and add the answers to your notes. The second R of reviewing is to revise what you wrote. You should go over your notes within 1 day of the lecture. Read your notes once from the beginning to end. Organize your notes by putting 2 lines under section titles, underlining or circling key terms, and connecting related concepts with bullet points or arrows. Add anything else that you remember from the class or the textbook that you think is important. Also, add your examples to help you make sense of the material. Finally, write down any question that you have at the bottom of the notes. Make sure to ask the instructor, tutors, or your study partners those questions. You can retype your notes or use an app like Pen to Print to convert written notes into digital documents that you can edit on your laptop. The third R of reviewing is to recite your notes. After you revise your notes, read them once more. Read the notes one section at a time and then stop after each section to examine whether you can recall the information. You can write the main concept on an index card with the terms on one side and definitions on the other side and test yourself. You can also use an app called Quizlet to create digital cards. Quizlet allows you to test your knowledge using a quiz or a game. Finally, you can use a variety of mnemonic devices which can help you recall the information. Mnemonic devices include acronyms, rhymes and song, or images. The fourth and final R of reviewing is to reflect. After you record, revise, and recite the information, you should test yourself to make sure that you understand it. There are a couple of ways you can test yourself. You could answer the questions at the end of the chapter. Most textbooks provide review questions. You could work on an assignment that relates to the material, like a homework assignment or practice exam. Or you could create a digital index card on Quizlet and use the test and match option on the app to quiz yourself. Finally, you could work with a study partner or a study team and quiz one another. You must review the material to remember and understand it. Use the 4 R's of reviewing to study what was covered in class. First, record the lecture by taking notes. Then, revise your notes shortly after class. Next, recite the material to memorize important terms. Finally, reflect on the material by testing yourself.